vibing out. Hey, I don't even know where the camera at. Where the camera at? all of these are cameras. Oh, it's cool. This is raw, uncut. We do our thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is Raw Talk, Uncensored. Patrice and Sharonda, besties, having conversation. Talk about what we talk about. And we like to vibe out a little bit, have us a little ice in the glass, Kool-Aid.
Just so you know, guys, this is our first episode. A long time coming at that. We have been talking about a podcast for quite some time. But it was just really supposed to just be with us, talking about business, empowering other people, think of it more as like a think tank. That was the vision. So now we're here.
Yeah, we were saying let's just do a podcast, and then, like you said, doing a think tank to have people that we're around who want to get to another level in life, but life continues to knock you down, and then you don't have anybody there, which is good to have, to hold you accountable, to say, okay, like, where are you at with your vision? You know what I'm saying? We fall off. Then we said, what did we say?
Mentorship, right? I'm a mom, wife, entrepreneur, and with all of that, sometimes we need a mentor, somebody that we can, I don't want to say unload on, but somebody that we can talk to for advice when we need to get things off of our chest, because it's hard, you know, and I want to be able to connect with people who are looking for that camaraderie, who are looking to get together to talk about business, to talk about different experiences, and to be transparent, because that's what a lot of people lack. People lack transparency and being honest about their journey. I'm doing this because I want to be honest with my journey. It has not been easy. It's been difficult, but through drive, ambition, wanting to be successful, this is where I am, and going for it.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, like everybody in the building, and you guys out there, this is for leisure, fun, and more than anything, it is definitely going to motivate us as we look back on this, kind of like a personal journal. So let's kind of talk about a bit about us and how people can relate to us, okay? So I'm a single mom, self-made, and my drive for life in general has come from me being homeless. And when I say homeless, I was homeless from the age of 8 to when I went to the military. And I'm not saying I had to dig out of a garbage can, but living from place to place, abandoned buildings, cars, different people, you name it. And the catalyst was, or for being homeless, was my father lost his job in the steel industry. So and that's going to be a whole nother podcast, right? Because I can get in depth and it could get heavy, and we don't want to be too heavy on our first podcast. But that's my motivation to keep going in life and to not give up. But that shit is hard, not giving up. As you know.
Let's talk about that for a second, though, because that's what actually drew me to you, right?
Okay, let's talk about
Sharonda and I met when we worked together. She was actually my manager at a company called Integrity Communications at the time, and she was so polished and ambitious, right? I'm like, okay, you know, young, polished, my manager, the only manager in the building at the time, and
friend, wait a minute though.
I admired that.
You ain't think I was that polished, because you used to talk about me with my stripes that I used to wear.
She did have on a onesie though. I'm gonna tell y'all. That's another story. She had on a little onesie with the pants and the shirt with the button down.
Onesies.
It was a onesie, y'all.
I didn't have on a onesie.
It was a onesie.
Well, you say I was polished, but go ahead.
You was polished though, and you was sharp. You was sharp.
I had remember Express. This was when Express first came out, so I had pinstripes.
The shirt and the pants, though.
It was together.
She had the shirt and the pants, though.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Anyway, I was inspired by her. And because of that inspiration, it kind of drew us together at the time. I I was not in such a good place. I was unhappy. I had just had my daughter. She would actually, no, Paris was 2 at the time.
Okay.
I think 2 years old at the time.
Okay, so 15 years.
And coming out of a bad relationship, it wasn't a good time. And I aspired to be successful. You know, that's what we all want. So seeing Sharonda in that light inspired me, and I was drawn to her, and that's how we became friends. She took me in. We were going to the Word Church. She invited me to church at the time because she was all into church.
I was.
And she invited me to church, and it was good. Like, she was all inspirational. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is the type of chick I want to be around.
Well,
you know?
hold on. Why are you gassing me up?
I got to gas
you up a little bit.
I got to gas you.
Hold on. So, what drew me to you is that you were honest and transparent, and I could relate to you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely had a fun personality, and you were inviting, and it was something that at the time that I didn't have in my life. Like, I'm the only child, so I didn't have brothers or sisters. And
but we have that in common though, because I'm the only child too. So that was another thing that was relatable.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was. Oh, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, friend.
Oh, thanks.
But fast forward,
okay,
right? At the time when I met her, she didn't have any kids. So, you know, she was free and single, living a life, right? And I had a daughter. But fast forward now, she now has a son. I have 3 kids. I'm married. I own a couple businesses. And I am driven off of the passion that we have, not only for what we're doing, the things that we're accomplishing, but for life. And this is supposed to be an outlet for us to be able to talk about anything. This is what she and I, we do this on a regular basis.
Right.
Like, we're always having transparent conversations. And from what we hear, we inspire other people, and especially women. So that's what we want to do. We want to empower women. We want to talk about the struggles of being a single parent, a mother and a wife, juggling life. And have fun with it. So we'll have guests on every so often to crack jokes, have a good time, talk about their struggles. Right. We're both from the inner city. I'm from Cleveland. Sharonda's from Warrensville. So we want to talk about that. And we want to bring people in to talk about their journeys, because they're going to be from the inner city as well, but they're successful now. So we definitely want to empower people. We want you to be able to relate to what we have going on, relate to the conversation, and hopefully to be able to give some advice and, you know.
Yeah. And for me as well, like, my son is 4, he will be 5. And having him in my life is like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, I found out I was pregnant with him the day after my father's funeral. And he reminds me so much of my dad. But because of him and being a single mom, I am so into the Black man, okay? I'm into everybody healing. Like, I've always been into that, but I have a special soft spot in my heart for Black men because of my son, right? And I'm always thinking, like, am I doing a good job? Am I doing this? I don't want to tell him, don't cry. I want him to express his emotions. But again, that's a whole nother podcast. But the thing of it is it's all of the above. It's empowerment, special emphasis on women, all of the above. Healing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot of broken people walking around here like everything is okay. Even people with success. That's why you have millionaires, billionaires who seem like they have it all commit suicide. And I want to be so transparent. And like I was about to get ready to mention, like, you know, and we could save it. I mean, we are Raw Talk, but let me make a little disclaimer. We are Raw Talk, but we'll never be so transparent where it does more hurting than healing.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yep.
But I've had doors recently just slam in my life, you know? And at this age with, you know, having my son, they slammed back to back. Business opportunities, just business situations, and I was in a place, and I'm not going to say I'm still there, but a place of defeat, a place of failure, of really not looking at the fact that these failures are lessons in every blessing, right?
But not only that, remember, our failures are stepping stones to success, right? And I always say we look at our failures as teachers, right? They teach us what not to do and how we want to do, right? And what I see in you, yeah, you call them door slammed, right? But in these situations, you weren't happy, right? You were not living your best life, right? So now it's an opportunity for you to live your best life, right? That's what you have the opportunity to do now. And that's why we're able to do Raw Talk, because if you were still in those situations, Raw Talk wouldn't be even thought of right now. It would have been pushed on the back burner. So
but here's what I want to emphasize, right? Is the biggest nation, and Zig Ziglar said this, the biggest nation on earth is imagination, right? And for me, I am my own worst enemy. Like, I stay in my head. Let me look.
I think we all do that. I think we all do that, though. We both do that.
We do.
I think that's a cancer thing.
I think it's an everybody thing, because people don't talk about, like, I don't feel like getting up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like so much has been slammed on me, and I feel like I've come this far. How did it all of a sudden take a halt? And then what did I do wrong? And then that's why, shout out, and we got to do this. And Elle, I hope you can put him up. But my therapist coach, I should say, Jay Barnett, black man, ex-NFL player.
You had to shout him out.
I gotta plug him.
You had to give him a holler.
Two-time suicide survivor, right? He's definitely into black men healing. And I thought about him coming into our company doing some corporate stuff, and then I was like, heck, I stopped going to therapy. Let me try him out. And you've seen the shift. There has been a shift.
There has.
In my life.
You know what, though? Your energy is definitely more positive, and I see that situations that come to you, you are now better able to handle them in a more positive way, because normally, you will sulk. You'll sulk, you'll let it tear you up, and it'll be for a couple of days. Now you're coming out of it sooner. So that's good.
Healed, understanding triggers. And
that's a big one too.
Self-reflection is so ugly. Like, when you're able to just dig down and be like, "Dang,
why you say ugly though?
Well,
is that the right word?"
Well, when I'm talking about this, like, when you look at yourself, when you look at areas of improvement, okay,
that you dislike.
Yeah. It doesn't feel good. But you recognize a change needs to be made. Like, wow, I was doing this. I'm like this. Let's change something up. Let's have that get up and go mode, you know? And what can drive you? Like, I was, if you don't have a title in doing something in life, now I'm cool with it, right? Because all this time I have been asking God for, like, what most wealthy people ask for or want is time.
He gave it to you too.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Now you got all the time in the world, right? But I was feeling some type of way without having a title, and I thank God for therapy, and I thank God to be able to bounce shit off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like having a good circle, whether your circle is 2 or 3 people plus God or one having a support system is crucial. You know what I'm saying? Like, you being a wife with 3 kids, trying to handle a business, a whole husband at home. It's a lot. Talk about
it is a lot. No, what I wanted to say, because I was going to piggyback off of something that you said as far as time, and then I'm going to circle back to my boo thing.
Okay, your boo thing.
My bag.
First of all, this is how you be when you answer the phone. I got it. You know, I told you.
I don't have time.
When her boo thing calls, and I can't wait to be able to do this. Hey, babe. Hey.
Well, how am I after before
hey,
that,
babe.
though?
How are you?
That? Whatever.
What's up, friend? Hey, babe.
Whatever. Let's talk about time a little bit. Okay. So, obviously, there's a lot of juggling, right? the mother, the wife, the home, the 3 kids, the school,
Yeah.
the homework. Got to do got my own stuff going on. It's a breath of fresh air. So I was in corporate America for a long time. I just really got out of corporate America back in May. And I thought that it would be a better time for me to manage the things that I do on a day-to-day basis. So I have more time to go work out.
Mm-hmm.
I would be able to be on a PTA. This is all what I was thinking. This was before I even quit. I was going to be on a PTA. I take the kids to school, but I felt like I was going to have more time, right? And I've noticed that as of late, I've been bad with time management because, listen, y'all, I'm the superwoman of superwomans. I will try to get a million things in a day and be like, yeah, I can do that. What time?
Why do you do that?
Thinking it's more productive when it's actually less. Trying to get a lot done, knowing that I have a lot to get done, and I want it to get done so I can move on to the next thing the next day. I got a lot going on. I want to be as productive as I possibly can. So basically, I'm pushing myself to the limit.
Do you feel like you are overloading your plate?
Possibly.
And you
I'm
keep
not
trying
even
to
gonna say possibly, yeah.
Scrape things off? Because for me, and it sounds like for you, but I have a sense of accomplishment when I complete a task. Like, whoo, I've done something, right? So then it's almost like a high. Let me do something else. 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 So you know.
And that could be it, especially when I have a long task list and I'm getting things done.
Yeah.
I want to try to get as many things done as I possibly can.
Yeah.
In a day. And that kind of leads me. So, this year, been married for 7 years. This year, I've noticed that as far as time is concerned, my husband and I have put more time into each other, and we've been intentional about that, right? Intentional about that. And before, I'm not going to say we weren't doing it, but we're both busy. You know what I mean? We're both busy. We both have a lot going on. And we work together. So it's at work is work, but even at work, I feel that his energy has allowed me to be a little bit more relaxed at work and not so, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. That flirting throughout the day and, that, well, babe, what you in here doing? It kind of breaks up the monotony of my day until this week. Until this week.
What did happen this week?
This week, I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like we back. And you know what? Because the season is coming up. Our busy season is coming up.
So talk about
it's the pressure.
Just a little bit about what business you guys are in.
So we are in the landscaping business, landscape design, landscape maintenance, commercial, residential. So the spring season is coming. This is our busiest season. It's our busiest season. And we're doing a lot of restructuring, a lot of new processes. And it's work, especially when we're a small business, and we want to make sure we have things perfect. And the good thing about it is that we want to make it as professional as possible. So, because we're competing. So, just kind of breaking everything down, redoing everything, our processes, hiring new people, new contracts, making sure we're ready. It's a lot of work. So I want to say because of that pressure, this week hasn't been as, hey, baby, hey, baby,
what has been?
Doing?
What's up?
Hey, baby, what you got? Well, I sent this I sent this off. I'm working on this. It's more serious. I'll put it that way. It's not as fun, loving as it was the past several months.
With some action.
Yeah. Well, action gonna be there.
Action gonna be there even through, even when you're too busy or it just seems like you're overwhelmed. You still got action.
Yeah. When you married, you gotta have action.
You got action. You got action when you doing a bunch of stuff. Audio engineering.
No, the action slows down a little bit.
Action.
It slows down a little.
On your end?
I was about to say that, friend. On whose end?
It's on my end because I might be a little tired. You know what I mean? She like, hey,
Oh, because you might be tired.
Listen.
Because I'm kind of doing my thing. I'm working.
So all I'm going to say, L, you better start working out, brother.
So
I mean, but
You gotta get in the gym. You better.
but when I had them 16, 18-hour days, it's not like that all the time. But
Mhm.
you know, when you are an entrepreneur, it does take a little bit away from.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it does take a toll. I'll say that. But me and hubby, we're troopers. Hey, baby. But what else, friend? What else?
If you could speak to married women with children and working, whether it's entrepreneurship or a 9-to-5, what piece of something would you want to be transparent with where they can relate and say, hey, that actually happened to me, and this is what you did to keep moving?
The number one thing, make time for you. And I say that because I don't do enough of that. I will pour into everybody.
Come on.
And not pour into myself until I am overwhelmed. And I do that a lot because I'm a very giving person. I want to see people happy. I want my family to know I'm a get it done type of woman, especially my kids. I have 2 girls. So I want them to understand that, you know, they can be independent, successful, not that they can't depend, right? Not that they can't lean on other people, but I want them to know that make it happen, baby. You know, you can make it happen. And I want them to see me doing that, but at the same time, I want them to understand that mommy's taking care of her too.
Yeah.
And I don't do enough of that. Now, one thing I'm going to say, I'll go work out. I'll get a gym session in, but I'm talking about mentally as far as, you know, journaling, meditating, taking time to read a book, right? Education is key. We're in business. We need to continuously enrich ourselves. So reading a book every now and then about a different topic that we can talk about, and even reading with them, you know. So I would encourage women to take time for themselves. Even if it's a half an hour, soaking in the bathtub, taking a breather, some candles lit, have you a nice glass of wine, whatever you choose to do. But you have to take time for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my little gem because I don't do enough of that. What about you? Being a single mom, you and Mason, you always on the go. You clean up your house more than anybody. You listen. You I would think you got a cleaning company because you clean your house so much.
I should start one.
You
Raw
should.
Talk Cleaning Services.
You should. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say is a piece of advice for a single mom that's doing it on her own?
Now I can say, because this wasn't always like this, is embrace the singleness. Right now I'm embracing it, and I am falling in love with me. I'm falling in love with getting to know me. I'm falling in love with my quiet time. I'm falling in love with being a sensual woman and understanding my body parts, you know, and what makes me tick.
Girl. Let me tell y'all something.
Friend.
Listen, guys, she is a bomb. I'm going to tell y'all that.
Oh, listen. I thought she was about to say something for real. No.
Listen, whoever gets you, friend, I will say that they're going to be lucky. Honey, lucky.
Oh, thank you, friend.
You know, girl, you my
your husband lucky. Your kids and everybody lucky. You know, with you,
you
friend.
all fufu girl.
Yeah, but no, embrace everything about you, because that's what I'm doing. I'm embracing everything about myself. It's okay to be transparent, and if. Oh, and the thing that disturbs me sometimes when I say, oh, my failures, it stops me, is I felt like, and this is what I'm going back and forth with, that, oh, I should be at a certain level at a certain time frame. And I'm just now being okay with, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go after this goal because that's what I'm doing now. And I don't care how long it takes me. I want to do it right because I have to have generational wealth for my son and understand this. It's not just about money. For me, for us, it's about purpose, right?
That's it, right?
So
that's the most important
freedom
thing.
Of time is going to allow me to give back. Of course I won't. Now don't get it twisted. I want the nice things. I want the house that I want, but the house that I want hasn't been because, ooh, this is what the Joneses have. It has been what I envisioned being a little girl, not having nothing, sleeping in the car, smelling exhaust smoke. That has been my, you know what? I want this house. I want it to look like this. And guess what? I want and what my mother calls it the hootenannies at my house.
The hootenannies would be lit too.
I love fellowship. You know what I'm saying? I love to love on people. I love to, hopefully what you get from this podcast is relatable stuff, but confidence builder. To go out there to do whatever you want, whether it's, you know what, I will go after my peace today. I do need to slow down in life, not to just be on a mission to turn up and yeah, you're going to open this business and start this there. Because if you don't have healing, if you don't have a piece of you that's okay, I'm not going to preach because it's almost time.
Go ahead, pray.
But you won't make it, you know, and I'm not completely there yet. I'm on a journey to becoming healed, and I think I will always continue to be on that path to the path of healing.
And not only that, you want to be able to you need something to offer someone. And when I say that, when you're pouring into somebody, you can't pour into somebody if you don't have that, right? And we do a lot of that. We do a lot of pouring into each other. And right now, I'm not in therapy, but I get a lot from Sharonda and the people around us. They kind of look to us for that guidance, especially the younger women that we have in our lives. Because, and not to say that we have it all the way together when it comes to being healed and healing and success and all of that. However, we've been extremely ambitious. I know, me for one, I am very intentional about my goals. I'm intentional about being healed and being a better person. I wasn't always there, but I am now. And I think that the people around me know that, they see that, and because of that, they allow me to pour into them.
Yeah.
They allow me to pour into them, and all I want for people is for them to be the very best that they can be. If I can add value to that, I am here. Let's talk about it. Let's be transparent. I'll share my struggles with you. I share my past with you because it hasn't always been a pretty one. But that's what Raw Talk is about. So we'll be sharing a lot of our past, a lot of experiences. We'll have guests on every so often to talk about their past, their experiences, how they can add value to the community, to their people. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think we should go ahead and pray about some stuff real quick. And
pray it out?
See them next episode, right?
All right. I hope through this, you guys got to know a little bit about who we are, our why behind Raw Talk. This was really just a quick intro episode so that you can understand who we are, where we're coming from, and how relatable we are, because that's the whole purpose of everything. So, ready to take us out?
Yeah, take us out. Okay. So glad I got you. Get you a friend that you can pray with.
Right, that's right.
Okay.
Stay together, pray together.
Pray together. Stay together.
If you pray together, you stay together. That's
right.
How we go.
Okay. All right. So, dear Heavenly Father, I come to you today. We come to you today, and we just pray that you keep us full of peace. You keep us full of transparency. You allow us to walk in a season of obedience, prosperity, love, hope. Allow us not to pour so much into everyone else where we have nothing left for ourselves, but allow people to get some piece of something from the episodes that we put out there. Allow us to continue to walk in our purpose and be the light that shines in the room as we walk through. Now, I ask that you cover my friend, cover her marriage, cover her children, cover her journey as she walks into this entrepreneurship life, as she continues to be obedient. Allow her to receive every piece of you. Allow her to speak, allow when you speak for her heart to be open, because sometimes my friend is on a fast track, as she said, God. So I ask that you speak healing and rest in her body right now. And I pray that I continue to be obedient for you. Cover me, God, when I'm feeling weak, when I'm feeling strong, and allow me not to forget to put you first before any and everything. And cover my son and cover those who are around me. In the name of Jesus, we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
That's what it's about. Raw talk.